Welcome back to High Crime, a show where I take an edible and get way too stoned and talk about a brutal serial killer. So I want to do a very quick disclaimer before we begin. The man I'm covering today, to call him a monster would be a gross understatement. He sexually assaulted over 50 women. So I'm not really going to go into detail on that, but if that's not a subject you want to hear about, I totally understand. Join me next time for the next piece of shit. But he was a highly requested serial killer. So my best friend gave me these. It was my birthday the other day. Thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. Those who didn't, I see you and I won't forget. But go ahead and smash those comments with more birthday wishes for algorithm and also validation purposes. Thanks. This is my normal go-to guy. I'm gonna take one of each. Okay, I'll see you on the other slide. Welcome back to my talk show. Woo! I fucked up real good. So last time I got way too high. I didn't talk about the killings of the Golden State Killer. Oops. And I forgot to press record for most of it. So, to punish myself, I drank a half a bottle of wine and I'm gonna keep drinking it and I'm gonna start over. Coming at ya. Artists need to change up their mediums sometimes. You know, it's called evolving. Look it up, pussy. So I'm probably gonna be going back and forth between drunk Lila and high Lila to give you the best, most accurate telling of this story. No, I don't own wine glasses. Do you like my upgrade? I'm in a room now. This is a couch. This is a pillow. I'm moving up. Okay, moving on. Today I'm gonna be covering Joseph DeAngelo, aka the Golden State Killer. He had evaded the police for over 40 years. So Joseph James DeAngelo was born in 1945. His dad was an army sergeant, so he was an army brat, so he traveled all around. There's not too much known about his childhood. I couldn't really find much. The childhoods are the most fascinating to me. I love to see how they grew up and why they are the way they are. He murdered 13 people, raped over 50 women, and committed an unknown amount of burglaries. There's that stupid R word. His first woman, the first girlfriend, I guess, her name was Bonnie. They were engaged and she broke it off. She later described him as sexually aggressive and would beg her to come on illegal hunting trips. I guess that's a fun date night idea. And victims later recounted him during an assault saying, "I hate you, Bonnie." So that's what happened there. Now I'm done with that story. He would call the survivors after the attacks for months after and say, "I'm gonna kill you." Are you kidding me? What a nightmare. This wine was $3. That's why I got it. That's it. Don't ask me, is it the year or the vineyard? No, I don't give a shit about that. Is it on the bottom shelf and does it kind of have a cool label? Sign me up. If you're gonna ask me to bring wine to your party, I cap at $5. If I really like you, I'll spend $7 on a bottle of wine. But that's only if I really like you and or I know you have money. I have no palate, and I'm okay with that. I know who I am. I feel like I'm being so annoying. He began his career 1970s, I think. Sure, sounds right. When he was in Sacramento, and this is where he was branded the East Area Rapist. He would break into their houses in the middle of the night, and they recounted seeing a flashlight coming down the hallway, and then they would see a man in a ski mask, and they would go, "You don't belong here." Sometimes, if there was anyone else in the house, mostly the husbands or the boyfriends, he would have them go on all fours, and he would put a stack of plates on top of their back and say, "If you move, I'll hear you and I'll kill her. No pressure. I get really good wine teeth." He was a police officer. Because he was that, he was able to get away with it for so long. He would park many blocks away from the crime scene so he could somehow be the first to respond. So then he could go and be like, "What happened here? Oh no," and then fuck up the evidence and then piece the fuck out. He committed 2 of the murders and 40-something of the rapes while he was a cop. He got fired for shoplifting. So the chief fired him, and then a few weeks later, they found someone snooping around the chief's daughter's window. And the chief was like, "I think that's Joseph DeAngelo," but he didn't fucking report it. I don't know why. If he had reported it, he would have prevented 11 murders. So, it's so, like, crazy that my brain, period. So, the police could not figure out who this guy was who was terrorizing the community of Sacramento. Carol Daly, she was the lead investigator on the East Area Rapist case, and she counseled 26 of his victims. And she was like, "I don't know what the fuck is going on here." She's like, "He's gotta be law enforcement." And you know what? Dang it all, if she wasn't right. There's only a little bit of throw up. We're good. And unfortunately, as the police feared, he went dormant in 1979 and popped back up in Southern California with a big fat murder. So this is where he was known as the original Night Stalker before Richard Ramirez. And some of these murders, he would steal something or like drop the TV outside to make it look like a botched robbery, throw him off the scent. So he would attack couples. Most of the time he would tie them up and kill them both. So he really liked the idea of like the man not being able to protect his wife. In Sacramento, they had like a city hall, I guess, and the cops were there. And one guy from the community stood up and said, "How could someone just let their wife be raped in the same house and not do anything about it? That would never happen to me." A few weeks later, that happened to him. So the cops were like, "He was definitely at that city hall. He's just a suburban dude." Count it. In October of 1979, near Santa Barbara, he attempted to murder a couple, and the woman overheard him saying, "I'll kill him to myself." So they were freaked out, obviously. But when he left the room, the woman screamed, and he was like, "Oh no, I've been found out." So he fled on bicycle, but a neighbor chased him. He abandoned the bicycle, booked it on foot, and he got away. This murder attempt was later connected to the Manning Offerman murders by a shoe print. He used the same twine to tie both of them up for both the murders. Yeah. So in March of 1980, another couple was found murdered. They were again found tied up, and they found that he had bludgeoned them to death with a log from their woodpile. Not cool. February of 1981, a woman was found dead in her apartment. Her husband was hospitalized at the time. You know, I don't wish death upon many people, but I would like for him to suffer. I would like for his last however many years of his life in prison to be the most excruciating. I believe he stopped his crimes in 1996, and he was kind of just known as the neighborhood mean old man. Like, scream profanities and tell someone they're gonna kill their dog if it doesn't shut up. Normal things. I'm fucking smart. You know, every sip gets better. So also, this was all before DNA technology. Michelle McNamara is responsible, I think, for his capture. She had the idea after doing Ancestry.com to upload his DNA. They found some DNA samples at some crime scenes. So like, what if we take this DNA, upload it to Ancestry.com, and we get some fucking hits on family members? They ran it, they got some hits, and then they narrowed it down to 5, and then they narrowed it down to 1, and it was this old man living in a suburb of Sacramento. And apparently at the time of his arrest, he was living with one of his daughters and his granddaughters. And like days before his arrest, he was seen like riding his motorcycle and lifting heavy objects. So he was not as frail as he wanted to come across. He's also seen like in his cell, standing on the bed and being pretty active. But when they would roll him out into court, he was in a wheelchair and acting like he was on his deathbed. Michelle McNamara devoted so much of her time to finding the Golden State Killer, which is the name she gave him. So this case drove her to self-medicate. She would take Adderall to focus and Xanax to calm down. And so she had some sort of an overdose in her sleep. Hunting down this guy killed her. I was watching a documentary and they gave credit to this Paul guy, and they said he had the brilliant idea, I spit, did you see that? Of uploading his DNA to Ancestry, but no. That was her idea. Does anyone else think that there's no way that they won't be murdered? He is married and has 3 daughters. Different sources say different things. One source said that he and his wife divorced, and one source said that he and his wife were still married but estranged, and she stayed married to him because you can't be forced to testify if it's your spouse. I have a few questions. So she was married to him throughout. He was gone all hours of the night. She wasn't like, hey hun, where have you been? Or maybe being a cop was like a good excuse, like, yeah, I was on duty. But when she starts doing the laundry and she finds a fucking ski mask, she's not gonna go, he's just cold. Who am I to judge? You know, I don't know what couples, my girlfriend were doing shit all hours of the night. I would know. Can you come here?
Are you filming?
Yeah.
I have no pants on.
So, the wife of the Golden State Killer, she was with him the entire time. She's still with him. Here's my question to you. Okay, wait, hang on. Let me preface this. He was out all hours of the night. Are you following?
Mm-hmm.
Doing God knows what. And she didn't know? She had no idea? You would know, right? If I was like, I'm just out. I gotta go. I gotta do stuff. You would be like, what the fuck is going on?
You got broccoli in your teeth.
I do?
Yeah, broccoli and it's purple from wine.
Oh.
I don't know. I sleep.
That's true.
I sleep pretty
You're
heavy.
a heavy sleeper.
So if you came back by the morning time, you'd probably get away with it.
It's good to know.
How many hours?
You may leave now.
Beautiful.
What song is this?
Beautiful.
Ready. I'm gonna play a song. What song is this?
Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Yeah!
Really?
No.
Oh. Fuck you.
You're ruining it because it's my show. You need to leave now. I think that's it. I think I'm missing a huge chunk of information right there, right in the middle. Who knows? This was an absolute shit show. Thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in. What a treat. Share this. Hit me with some Rex. Maybe I'll take it. Maybe I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Thank you guys so much for supporting me through this. I love you guys. I really, really do. I think I'm done with this.
Daisy Dukes, bikinis on top, sun-kissed skin so hot will melt your